Welcome, everyone. What a beautiful Monday morning it is. Dark, but lovely. It is dark. Anywho, I trust you all had a beautiful weekend and that you enjoyed yourselves, but most of all, you got some rest. Today, what was I doing yesterday that made me think of this topic this morning? Um, I was out doing my errands and I was listening to this guy, Austin. He did a remix of Ain't Nobody Who Loves Me Better Than You. Like, oh, that song was on repeat and I was just jamming. Okay, that was my mood. But what stuck out to me was nobody does it like you. You are this unique individual. And we try and we emulate people, and sometimes in our lives we try and be like other people, like Mike. If I could be like, I want to be like Mike, right? We try and we emulate people, but there's only one you in the world, and nobody can do it like you. But you see, perhaps you don't know who you are. Perhaps you just know who you were told that you should be. But you see, there comes a stirring in the soul. There comes this awakening. It just happens. There's nothing you can do. It just happens when it is ready, right? Just like girls have a 7 year cycle, boys have an 8 year cycle. So every 8 years, they change. Every 7 years, girls change. So it just happens naturally. So you will see who you are. And when you see who you are, don't judge, just observe because you didn't know before. It's just like when that small child sees themselves in the mirror for the first time. They're a little bit scared and they're like, well, who's that? Until they get used to seeing themselves and they realize, oh, wait, that is me. We all do it. So you see, there's only one you, just one. Sure, if you're an identical twin, still one of you. You're still a whole person with a different personality. You may talk the same, look the same, walk the same, but you interpret the world differently. So you see, you are unique. And there's a beauty in that uniqueness that you should celebrate instead of judging. Oh, really? But of course. You see, we tend to judge ourselves so harshly. Oh, yes. We judge ourselves so harshly. Oh my God. Why can't you? Oh my God. Why can't I? Oh, we do it. Guilty. We do it. But when your mindset changes, hmm, when your mindset changes from judgment to non-judgment, well, then you start to see the world differently. You feel things differently. You experience things differently. And this is why it is so important to remember the most critical element there is not to judge the self, not to compare the self. You're not like George. You're not like KZ. You're not like Flo Smiles. You're not like Jeff. You are you. You see, what frustrates us sometimes is when we try and be like other people. I know, not that I memorized it or anything, because I really don't condone it, but I digress. Um, there's a book, and there's a particular law that he has in it. Um, what does that law say again? I don't even remember, and that's probably a good thing. Because I judge it harshly. Oh my God. Don't I tell you? We all judge. Hmm. But there's that law in there, and it talks about not outshining the master. I'm like, but you are a master of you. You can't ever outshine anybody else because you're not them. And if you try to outshine them, well, you have to take your light from where? You have to take your light from you to shine it on them. So no, you don't ever outshine the master. You are the master, so you have to shine according to you. Because it's not a competition, is it? It isn't. So you see, it is so important that you, as you go through this day, you celebrate your uniqueness. Whether it is your lisp, whether it is your smile, it doesn't matter. It is you. It is you. And there's none as beautiful as you. None. Each person has their own beauty. Then again, there's only beauty that was made in the first place. But it is when we forget that we are that we distort that beauty. And we hold up our beauty against the beauty of someone else. Oh, guilty. And we say, yeah, but I always say it. Well, I'm not like my sisters. Oh, my sisters are gorgeous. Oh, from their smiles to their skin, their hair. I'm like, God. And I feel like you put me in a room next to them, and it's like I just fade into the background. And all you can see is my sisters. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So when I say guilty, I know what I'm talking about. Because I say I'm not like them. No, I'm not. I'm like me. Their beauty does not mean that I don't have beauty. They're funny or they're smarts doesn't mean I don't have funny and smarts. It just means I'm not like them. I'm like me. So you see what happens with comparison? Comparison, ooh, it dulls you because then you never see the real you, right? It reminds me of my favorite theme song, Nobody Does It Better. Nobody does it better than you. Even Tina Turner says, You're simply the best, right? You're simply the best already. And it is when you recognize your bestness that you really shine. So the encouragement for us, oh yes, Cyber. I knew exactly. I knew exactly who I was talking about. Ah, right, I knew exactly who I was talking about. Yes, so thank you for telling me. um, but there's simply you, and you are the best. But Angela, what if I don't feel like the best? Well, what are you busy telling yourself? Are you telling yourself you're not? Well, then how can you possibly be? You got to tell yourself that you are. But what if I'm just lying to myself? You think every snowflake is the same? Scientists would tell you under the microscope, no, each snowflake is unique unto itself. But when we look at it with this naked eye, we just scoff and say, oh, I gotta shovel this. Yes. We don't see the snowflake as an individual, as its own beautiful entity. We just see it as a pile of snow that has to be moved because it's not gonna shovel itself, right? But what if when you saw that pile, you recognized what each pile was comprised of? An individual snowflake. So what are you this morning? You going to see yourself as a whole pile of snow or one snowflake that comprises a pile? See, you don't get lost in the pile. Never that. Remember who and what you are. If you take the time to see it, you ask yourself, what am I good at? But you know what we do? So what we do first? Oh my God, I'm not good at that. Oh, guilty. I'm so not good at that. Yes, but what are you good at? Hmm. You see how you can change your perspective and your mood? If we look at the things that we're not good at, quote unquote, who says, right? You're just comparing yourself. The only thing somebody has on you is more practice. That's it. They've just been practicing longer. Done like dinner. If you put in the practice, you will excel. Right? So when you're busy judging the self as not being as good as, that's a whole mood right there. But if you say, what am I good at? Where's my skill set? Where am I brightest? Oh, then you start to see it. And when you start to see it, you see that mood that kicks in right there? It says, yes, I am. I am très exceptionnel. Yes, I am exceptional. Well, now you've lifted your mood and you start walking and talking differently according to the mood. So you see today, the encouragement is this. You may have many people in the world like we do snow on the sidewalk. But you are unique. And sometimes sometimes we'll have family and gotta love them, right? Yikes, you just do. And they say things or they judge you. Remember this. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Whose heart? Yours. So who's speaking when you're listening to your family? They're speaking. So where are they speaking from? Their own heart, their own lens of how they interpret the world. So when they speak from that lens, you remember, we all speak from our lenses, don't we? We all speak from the abundance of our heart. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They're speaking to you from their mindset. So when you recognize that they're speaking to you from their mindset, you won't take it so personally. Why not? They can only tell you what they see from their lens. So they judge according to how they would judge themselves. You can't judge according to how you judge somebody else. You're only ever judging self. Oh, I can't stand them. Blah, blah, blah. My father always said it this way. How you gonna like somebody if you don't even like yourself? That's a principle of correspondence. As within, so without. So you see how we judge? We judge based upon ourselves, not the other person. So when you comprehend that part, somebody's opinion of you, telling you you've got spinach stuck in your tooth is not an opinion. It is a fact. Just check in the mirror. But if they, oh God, I just can't stand you. I don't even like the way you talk. I don't even like the way you look. That is an opinion. That can't hurt you because they're judging themselves according to that. You just happen to be there in earshot. So today, as you go through this day, you and I will encounter many people and many circumstances, many moods we will pass through. But the determining factor for how your day will go is you saying, what mood shall I embody today? Will I embody the mood of catch these hands? Or will I embody the mood of catch these thoughts? Which one? That is what will determine your type of day. That's why nobody does it like you, because it is you who determines your day. Just you. Oh, but I don't want that kind of power. Okay, let me ask you this question. You don't want that kind of power, so you'd rather give it to somebody else? Oh, you know what power is, right? Power is like a sweet nectar. Oh, yes, it is. And as Allison Hayes would say, the more you get, the more you want it, right? All because of the perception of power. You see, when you look at power to say, oh, I determine my day, that is my power. Where in there does it say I got a big stick and I'm going to beat somebody with it? Nowhere. So you see, we just have this misconception of power. We think power is a big stick we wield over someone else. When in actuality, power is the passion and the fire and the fuel that moves you to do what? Be deliberate about who and what you want to be. That is your power. See? And when you walk in that power now becomes gentle. Why? Because you don't want to take advantage of anybody. You don't want to beat anybody down. But you will, as Delight put it, when you drop it like it's hot and your knees can't help you to get up, you'll reach out and somebody will help you up. That's what you do with your power. We assist. Oh, of course. So, I trust today, my beautiful friends, that as you go through this day and you encounter people and things and situations and moods, you will remember where the power is in your bosom to say, what? What do I want this to be? I have the power to change it. And where's the power? My mindset, my mood, my mental attitude. There is my power. And you pull your Wonder Woman pose and you say, oh, I have the power. And you change your mindset. And that way, you just put up a force field. It is impenetrable by the mood of another. Because you know you have your mood up. So nobody can cross your mood. Oh, and that means you will maintain your mood and not be influenced by the mood of another. And this takes practice because let me tell you something. It's a Captain America's shield. You think he got that shield from his own idea? It's okay. We'll talk about Stanley later on this week. Yes, we shall. There's also somewhere that mentions a shield. It's called the shield of what now? Faith? I wonder what that means, the shield of faith. You see, when you have your shield of faith, it means you believe in what you just said you were. When you said, I am that, you believe in it. It is your shield of faith. And nobody can come along and say, oh, please, you're nobody. You ain't nobody. But you believe in who you say that you are. I am that. And your shield comes up and go bam. And you deflect their attitude. Why? Because you know who you are. See what the shield of faith does for you? It's just an observation. Shield of faith. You better start using it. But what is the shield of faith one more time for those in the back? Your belief in who you say I am is. I am that. Oh, yes, I am. And you believe it 10 toes down. You know, as the young people would say. So, saps, yes. Let's welcome everyone to the space. Because y'all are just, you're on it today. Yes, you all are. Hey, Cyber and Brandon. Jeff. And Saps, yes, you know how Twitter now is like for the replay gang, but we all right. At least they know we're here. Who's here on Fanbase? Jesse Man is here. Zayada is here. CM is here. Miss McQueen, Honey is here. KZ and Flo Smiles. They're all in the house. To the people. You know it. Listen, Jesse Man just popped out, but I'm going to say it just in case they catch the replay. Because they say in the chat, I got to work on that because I'm more of an eye for an eye type of person. You see, an eye for an eye means we've we've forgotten that each person sees with their own eye. I cannot see out of your eyes. I can't. Even if we're looking at the same blue, you're going to say it's a different shade than what I would say it is. So I'm not seeing out of your eyes. So an eye for an eye, you blind yourself, not the other. So in order to retain your vision, you must remember, I say must because you must. You must remember that we only speak from our own heart, our own experiences. So when you judge according to an eye for an eye, you're just blinding you. Because you're not looking through theirs, you're looking through your own. And remember, they speak and live from their own experiences. So remember, it's not that they're judging you, they're judging themselves. Well, let me say it this way, they are judging you according to how they would judge themselves. So who are they judging? Themselves. This is why we mete out our own punishment, or we mete out our own reward based upon the judgment of ourselves. So if you judge yourself harshly, when you come across someone, you'll criticize them. Why? Because that's all you know how to do, because that's what you've been doing. So an eye for an eye. They say an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. So who are you blinding? Yourself. So I'm glad you said it, Jesse. I'm glad you didn't. I trust that you'll catch the replay. But that's what it is, right? So remember that as you go out into the world today, nobody does it better. There's so many songs that says that, or ain't nobody. I wanted to put that in the title, but you see on Fanbase, there's someone whose name is Ain't Nobody, right? And I didn't want to put their name in there to make them think it was about them, because you don't want to call anybody out their name. But I said nobody can do it like you, because you're simply the best. But if you do not believe that you are the best, oh, well, then that's where all your problems will stem from. Remember, you're not saying you're the best because you're better than George. You're saying you're the best because there's only you. And ain't nobody can put it down like you. Ain't nobody can do it like you, say it like you, feel it like you, be it like you. Right? Just you. So walk in that knowing. Have faith in that knowing. Faith, yes. Well, you have to believe in who you say you are. Right? And that's what I'll tell you today. Believe in who you say you are. You can't believe in who, listen, we tend to want to believe in who somebody else says we are before we believe in who we are. Remember the scripture. So, Peter, who does the rest of the world say I am? Well, Jesus, some people say you're John the Baptist's return. Phew, some people say you're Elijah come back. Really, Peter? But wait, who do you say that I am? Because it's all fine and good who they think I am, but who do you say I am? Do you know why do you know why Jesus asked Peter that? Because Peter was with him all the time. So then Jesus said, who do you say I am? Well, Peter says, well, you are the Christ. So that story is telling us the most important opinion is the one you hold of yourself. Why? Because you spend time with yourself. Oh. Peter was always in Jesus's company. Whose company are you in? Yours. So who do you say that you are? And have faith in who you say that you are. Listen, let me get this bowl, because we're supposed to have snow. Allegedly. They say it's supposed to be coming today. I don't know what time of day because I haven't looked outside yet. So I got to get on the road. On the road again. I got to get on the road early today. Because, the first snowfall happens and everybody forgets. If we get snow, I don't even know how to drive anymore. Anywho. All right. I'm taking responsibility for me and my time and how I get there and how I drive. Responsibility. See, that's what we do. We take responsibility because we're the best. Anywho, let me get the bowl. And listen, it's not up to you to believe me that you're the best. It's not my opinion that matters. You know whose opinion matters? I'll wait. Yeah, that's right. Yours. Who did you say you were? Big Mike is in the house. I saw you pop over here on YouTube. I did. Now let me get the bowl. Let me get the bowl. And as you hear the bowl on this beautiful morning, I want you to feel what you feel like when the thought crosses your mind of, wait, I'm the best. I'm the best at being me. See what that feels like in your body. Does it feel like, oh, please, she's just trying to blow smoke up my butt? I'm not the best. Does it make you feel that way? Or does it make you feel, can I get an amen? I agree. See? Which one are you? You don't have to believe me. You have to know that you're the best. I can tell you you're the best all day long, but until it clicks for you to see that you are the best, then it doesn't matter what I say, does it? Anyhow, you know how it makes you feel, so work it out. Hey, let's go. I see he just popped in to Twitter. It is good to have you in the space. Well, let's get the bowl. Let's get the bowl. Am I going to choose the bowl this morning? Where's my bowl? Aww. My bowl is playing on YouTube. See, that means that I dipped out of here somehow. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Well, YouTube will get the bowl, and the rest of us, we will take a moment to just simply, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. But I got an idea. I'm going to mute YouTube because they can hear. Give me one moment. Now, I don't know if YouTube, but we had to get the real bowl out this morning. My word, we sure did. Because it's always next to me. Well, this is my Tibetan bowl. It's always near to me. It's right by my bed. So, but my crystal bowl, you can't just have that knocking about. But I trust today that you will go through this day knowing. Hmm? Well, how do you convince yourself if you don't believe it? Because you're busy believing what someone else has told you. But you don't have to force yourself to believe. You'll come to know it. You will come to know that you are the best. You'll come to know it. So don't worry. Don't worry if you don't quite know it just yet. You'll come to know it because you must come to know it. Why? Because every man awakens in their own time. But in the meantime, as we live our lives, just simply practice being the best. Why? Because man becomes what he contemplates. William Blake. Oh, to have met that man would have been excellent. Tuh. Anywho, countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. I don't remember the lecture for tonight, but wait, let me see if I can get over there and tell you. Let's see what it is. What is the lecture for tonight? The lecture for tonight is Esau, Jacob, and Israel. Ooh. Esau, Jacob, and Israel. Remember, the people in the Bible, it is psychological. Oh, but we give them names, right? So I am looking forward to that lecture tonight. Um, but I'll see you all. I'll see you all. If you want to join us, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to fall asleep with us, you sure can. If not, that's all right. You always can catch the replay. And I will post it to Spotify right now. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Post it to Spotify right now. All right, y'alls. Peace out. Much love to you all. Much love. Bye, let's go. Twitter is closed. All right, YouTube and Facebook. Peace.